What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television. I thank all of you for stopping by. Hope that we earn that subscription today. Don't forget that every day we're here, that you are awesome and amazing. I just want to let you guys know that, each and every one of you. Today, I know it's been a little bit here at the channel. Take a couple weeks to just catch up on certain things, but we're here today to do a review on a comic book, The Uncanny X-Men number 10, the more current volume, obviously. Written by Gail Simone, colorist is Matthew Wilson, artist is Andre Brisen, and that particular cover is done by Lucien Ficcio. Now, where we last left off with this particular story as a recap, Rogue and the rest, Gambit and Wolverine and stuff, decided to let the kids go to the mall. The Ransom, Jitter, Calico, Deathstream, right? To give them that. They're trying to give them that teenager experience, right? Going to high school, going to the mall with a couple bucks in your pocket. Jubilee even gave them $400 each, right? To go balls to the wall, so to speak, right? Get what you want, eat what you want. Start feeling like a person. You're not only a mutant, but you're a human that's looking for experiences. And plus, it gives the team time to build more chemistry with each other, right? And they definitely did, I think, after this particular excursion to the mall. Jubilee in the mall stories, I tell you. The cover is of the character Ransom. Now, him and Deathstream are two of my favorite characters out of the newer students. It seems like Chitter and Calico are seemingly catching feelings for each other, which I think is pretty cool. We'll see how that goes. But where we left off with the new team, or the new students, so to speak, the new mutants, if you will, was that Larry Trask had built new Sentinels and called them the Wolf Pack. And there was a group of these Sentinel wolves that were able to bypass getting shut off, and for some reason were programmed to crave blood and stuff like that. Which, all right, I guess I thought that aspect was a little silly to add in. I mean, how much more do you want killer robot wolves, right, to be more killerish? You know what I mean? But whatever the case may be, Deathstream had gotten severely hurt, and Ransom seems to be stepping up into a leadership role, in my opinion, in this particular story, because he's trying to, he's asking Jitter to help Deathstream because he's got, some nasty wounds here, and Jitter her with her power is she gets 1 minute to be an expert in anything, and she's able to download the information to her brain somehow, and she's able to, like last issue, we were able to see her be prima bella ballerina, right? That you'd find on Carnegie Hall and the Rockettes and all that stuff, right? Those type of dancers. When here she downloads all that medical knowledge she needs to save Deathstream, because even though he does walk between death and life, that doesn't mean he can't get taken out. I know I'm not going to be covering the Age of Revelation story here throughout the series. I might get a couple of issues here and there, but even in one of the early issues of that storyline, Deathstream was able to be taken out in the future by Wolverine. So, but yeah, so Ransom is trying to get everyone to, and we see even Dr. Karina Ellis here realizing how much this looks bad because, you know, she even has a heart to the degree that, like, it's a bad look for these Sentinels to be going after children in public, especially in public, and then the safety of everyone else. She's like really fuming here. So no one's really taking responsibility of, no one's taking responsibility on her end to be able to, put the blame on specifically. Here we see Ransom in action. He's taking out one of these um, Sentinel wolf pack wolves here. I do like Ransom's confidence in himself. I think that he is going to eventually be a leader of a next team down the road. Whether it's, I don't think he'll be initially an X-Men team, because there's a lot of X-Men that are way ahead of him as far as knowledge of strategy and fighting experience. But if there was to be a book or a miniseries of a book where it concentrates on on these four mutants, younger mutants, right? And you want to maybe add a couple more from the other X books that were going on around this time with newer mutants, I can definitely see him being considered a leader or wanting to begrudgingly lead the team because he's so well respected by everybody else. Jubilee and Wolverine make their way back to the mall to try to help the kids here. We got Nightcrawler here also. I also forgot to mention in the beginning of the issue, Nightcrawler, I'll go back to it real quick. Nightcrawler is talking to the character Amelia here, and she's the daughter of the fella that owns Haven, right? The property Haven there that the X-Men are getting to chill at and train and eat. They have to, chip in and stuff like that and everything else, but Amelia and Nightcrawler are doing some Sunday morning errands, so to speak, because the father feels like Sunday is the day for family, for reconnecting with with God, with your family, and reconnecting to your home. So that means being diligent, doing errands around the house, and helping your family out. Because without your family, who's going to be there for you really like that? And we learn that Amelia is secretly a mutant, and she trusts Nightcrawler with this information um, because when they were painting the barn, I believe, uh, the paint tray started crashing down and was going to hit Amelia and Nightcrawler, but she put up a dome. So her powers are kind of defensive, reactionary at this point. If you remember the character Dr. Cecilia Reyes, she had similar powers where it's like initially started off as a defensive force field power. And so that would be interesting to see now how her family reacts to that if she tells them, and how the kids around her, the older kids around her, will react to her. Would she want to go out on missions with them? Again, I'm a little behind on the series. I know it's up to issue like 20 or whatever now. So I don't know if that happens or not. So don't spoil it for me, please. Or for anyone else, if you know, don't really try to like kill the vibes down there if you can. But yeah, so she was able to, she was able to trust Nightcrawler and in that information. And finally, as we're wrapping up, we see what Rogue and Gambit were up to because they were on vacation, and no one else on the team really wanted to call them to bother them because of everything that had been going on and stuff. We see again Karina right here. Ellis, I was going to call her Reyes because I mentioned that character earlier. About again, getting mad about the publicity. It looks like Gambit and Rogue had a nice little couple days of vacation there. We see, of course, a hand lurking from around the corner here. And I just want to see the final scene of the X-Men winning here against the Sentinel Hounds. Cool little. And then, where's over there, Calico and Jitter? See a little heart that she's speaking to Calico with, so to speak, letting us know, giving us little subtle clues about, the possibility of a relationship there, which is, again, pretty sweet because they seem to really like each other and really be concerned with each other. Now, the next issue of this particular title is leading to the Hunt for Charles Xavier storyline that happened. And that eventually, that I will spoil to the degree because, and not the chapter of the story. I'll order the issue and go over it here with us. But the end of the story is that Charles Xavier winds up going to space with Lilandra to help their daughter hold power in the Shi'ar Empire. And plus, with everything that happened on Krakoa, he just decided that would be best after the breakout from Grey Malkin prison to just leave Earth. But we'll go over that chapter in the Uncanny X-Men issue that ties into that. And then we'll figure out where we go from there with the team after that, as far as whatever adventures there are. Again, I want to thank all of you for stopping by and checking me out. Hope that I earned that subscription today. If so, you hit the subscribe bar down below. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think of this title. The playlist is going to be on the channel there. I'll try to remember to link it in the description box or in the comment box or a comment section. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking of the series. I like this series, and watching reviews of the other titles that were out at this time, the Adjectiveless X-Men and Exceptional X-Men, I think that to me this interested me more with the characters involved. But again, if you're following any of the X titles, let me know. And until next time, peace, Nickums.